Hi everybody, it's Miss Austin and I'm going to walk through these problems. Missing numbers, this is Unit 2, Activity 13.4, and it is on page 160 in your book. And so what we're doing here is just trying to quickly figure out missing numbers based on what we have and what we need. So here we've got a standard form polynomial, and then over here is the equivalent factored form. So to find this missing number, I know that this times this is going to produce this last constant right here. So 2 times what is 14? 7. Fairly straightforward. Now the second one, they get a little trickier. We've got a standard form polynomial and we've got factored form with both numbers missing. So this is where you try to find two numbers that satisfy two things. You need two numbers that multiply to the last. So two numbers that multiply to 20, but that add up to -9. So you can run through your factors. You've got 20 and 1, 10 and 2, 5 and 4. And they've already told me they're both negative. So which one of those can make a 9? 5 and 4. That is the equivalent factored form. My camera has froze. Here we go. All right, thanks for bearing with me. All right, problems are getting progressively more difficult. This time we have a standard polynomial and we do have factored, but it looks like there's a constant out front. So they have factored a 2 out of this to begin with. So I'm going to go ahead and do that too. So if I took a 2 out of here, that would leave me with x squared plus x minus 12. I have done the reverse of the distributive property. If I distributed that 2 back through, I would be right here. Okay, so these are still the same. There's the 2, and now this is kind of like number 1. I know -3 times this has to make this last number right here, -12. Well, -3 times what makes -12? 4. Okay. Number 4. This time they give me all the information about the factored form and they give me some missing, or they leave out information on the standard. Okay, this leading coefficient is created by multiplying this times this times this, right? Obviously, there's way more work to multiplying those three linear factors out, but to get the leading term, all I have to do is multiply those three things. So it's -x times 2x times x, which would be -2x to the third. Well, they've already got the x to the third there, so now I've figured out that it's missing the -2. All right, number 5. This time they give me all the information of the standard and missing information on the factored. Again, kind of reverse of what we just did on number 4. I know that this leading term right here is created by this times I don't know. Okay, so I've got x and 2x so far. That makes 2x squared. So what else do I need? What does that box need to be so I can get 6x to the third? Well, 2 times what makes 6? It's got to be a 3. And the x is already there. 3x times 2x squared would make 6x to the third. All right, final two problems, most challenging problems on the page. And that is because they give me one linear factor. And unfortunately, right, I mean, if they gave me 2, I could figure out what the third one is because I know -3 times this has to make -12. Well, there's too many possibilities. So what I would do is I would divide it first. Let me think about this. Is there more than one? Oh yeah, you could do 6 times 2, 4 times, yeah. There's too many possibilities. That could be 4 and 1, 6 and, no, or 2, that'd be, yeah, 2 and 2 would work. Okay, so we have to do a little bit more investigating. So I know this is a factor. So I'm going to divide this by this. Okay, so I'm going to come over here. I'm going to choose to use the diagram, the box diagram. So I'm going to put my 2x minus 3 on the side. And I'm going to try to figure out what this factored to. Okay, I know 2x times whatever these two make together has to make 2x to the third. Let me do that in a different color. So I know this needs to be 2x to the third. So now I can tell 2x times what made that 2x to the third power? X squared. Now I know that these two produce a negative 3x squared. Okay, now let's go look. I know that the x squared terms need to combine to 7x squared. Well, I'm at a negative 3, so that means I need 10. 10x squared minus 3x squared makes that negative 7x squared. So now I can work backwards. 2x times what made 10x squared? 5x. Now I can go ahead and multiply these two. Negative 3 times 5x is negative 15x. Okay, now my x terms need to create negative 7x. Well, I'm at negative 15, so I need 8, because together that creates negative 7. So now 2x times what makes 8x? 4. And 4 times negative 3 makes negative 12. So I can tell that I've done it correctly. Now, why did I do that? Because now this is the second degree polynomial that these two linear factors come from. So now I've just got to figure out what are the two numbers that go in there. What's the puzzle? What two numbers multiply to the last but add to the middle? So what two numbers can multiply to 4 but add to 5? 4 and 1. And now you can double check. Negative 3 times 4 times 1. Yes, that would make a negative 12. Okay, a little bit more complicated. All right, last one. This time, they've got something missing in the standard form and the factored form. So I want to, first I'm going to multiply these two together. So that would be x squared minus 1x plus 2x is plus 1x. You could do a box to multiply these if you needed to. Okay, so those two make that. And now I can't. Where's my key, Miss Austin? Where did I put my work? Here we go. I got to remember what I did. Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. Now, I could have found this out sooner. It doesn't matter what order you did it in, but I know 2 times negative 1 times something. So this guy times this make negative 10. So 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Negative 2 times what? This is a 5. Okay? So now I've multiplied these two together, and I now know that this, which these two, times this x plus 5 are going to make this final answer. So now I'm going to actually have to multiply these so I can figure out what that missing term is in the standard form. So I'll go ahead and set up a box diagram to do this. I like to put the binomial or the two-term polynomial down the side. I'll put this one up the top. Okay, this time I know both the factors. I'm trying to figure out what was in here, right? And then I'll have to clean it up a little bit. X times x squared, x to the third, there it is. X squared times 5, 5x squared. X times 1x, that's 1x squared. Now you can see that those two combine to that 6x squared, which they were supposed to. Now 5 times 1x makes 5x. X times negative 2 makes negative 2x, and this is the one I was looking for. What do these two create together? 5x minus 2x makes 3x. There's my 3. That's what that was missing. And then negative 2 times 5 is negative 10, which yes, it is. So the missing number was a 3 on this side and a 5 on this side. I hope that helped. Have a great weekend.